14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 135 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM. Willimantic today, Facebook, Spectrum 192, and the WILI YouTube channel, where not only will you find Hometown Threads or the Duncan Friday Sports Scene or J. Matt Rupar's Homegrown, there's a lot of other great local talk shows that we do here in WILI that you can watch, not only listen to. So next time you're on YouTube, you think about it, go to search WILI Radio, then you'll see one of our faces up there. Go, oh, there it is. That's the hit subscribe. Obviously, it's free, and you can watch a lot of our great afternoon local shows that air on the radio here on WILI. So again, WILI Radio on YouTube. It's Keith C. Rice. Big thanks to Liberty Bank, our sponsor since day one, November of 2022. Liberty Bank, B Community Kind, with 3 great local locations across the street from the station at 679 Main Street, 1703 West Main Street, managed by my wife, Marianne, and then down the road in Mansfield on Route 195, Liberty Bank, B Community Kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you'd be so kind and say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
Hometown Threads runs on the radio every weekday, every Tuesday, 5:05 to 5:30. And of course, once it's uploaded, you can go to the WILI Radio YouTube channel, watch it there, and it'll appear all over Facebook, Willimantic today, and of course, Spectrum 192. You can watch it there as well. So let's welcome in our guest for episode 135. For those of you who are watching, you recognize the face. You'll probably recognize the voice, too. He's definitely, I'd say, a household name around here. Incredible athlete, and I'm proud to call him an incredible friend. James, but I'll never stop calling him Jamie. Jamie Poulin. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me here.
I've had your son Nick on here a while back.
Yeah.
Nick, of course, raising the standard.
Raised the standard.
Sorry, raised the standard. And boy, what a name he's made for himself.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
And he's done he was a couple years ago, right, Matt?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So Raise the Standard has become such a huge brand, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
his sweatshirts were in the Grammys.
Yeah, the
Grammy gift bags. Yeah.
He's rubbed elbows and with some pretty big people.
Yeah.
And now he just moved recently.
He's in Florida.
He's in Florida now. But he'll still be popping up every now.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah. He's coming back. He's coming down for the induction into the Hall of Fame at Wyndham High.
Big news here for Jamie. He's going into. We've had a few guests recently. Randomly, we just had in here that happened to be going into the Wyndham High Athletic Hall of Fame, which is April 26th. I was going to say
April 26th.
April 26th up at Wyndham High School.
It's a Sunday.
And you could buy tickets for that.
Yep.
It's not free to the public. You buy tickets, and people who are interested, not to put you on the spot, do you know where they can get tickets?
I think you can go on the Wyndham High website and
that makes sense.
And buy them through Wyndham High.
And congratulations. You are one of, I want to say, 15 people going on there?
Yeah.
We had Dan Switchenko on earlier.
Yeah.
Pat Risley was on the show a couple months ago.
The 68 football team.
The 68 football team.
The whole team's getting inducted, yeah.
So there's the first question for you. What's it feel like? We're 53, 54 years. I'll be 54 next month. I think you're a year younger.
I'll be 54 at the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the same.
Boy, we feel old, but at the same time, because that's my question. What's it feel like to be going into the Wyndham High Athletic Hall of Fame when it feels like we were just in high school?
Well, I tell you, it's an honor. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of help throughout my athletic career. From the town, from a lot of businesses in the town. And you never want to let them down.
Absolutely.
You get that extra help when you need it, and I'll tell you what, it's paid off. Obviously, because I'm going into the Hall of Fame, and I could thank, a lot of people for that.
Well, you're not only just an incredible athlete, you're a great person. It says a lot about you too, and I'm sure that was one of the reasons. Obviously, you're athletic. You're quite talented when it comes to athletics, and we'll start there because I know you and I can go way back. Actually, let's go way back first. We grew up playing Little League together. We've probably known each other since 9, 10 years old, maybe even before that, but. Jamie and I went through the exact same number of Little League years because we're the same age, obviously.
Yep.
9 through 12, right?
Yep.
Medical pharmacy for me, Willimantic Elks for him.
Yep.
And you were just telling me some wild stories about before the mics and cameras went on. And I vaguely remember this. At the time, Ani Morales, who was one of the star pitchers in that league, accidentally nailed you in the eye, right? You were at the plate?
Well, I don't know if it was accidental.
Okay. No, he's not throwing at you. Come on. Or was he? No. So you're in the batter's box, you get nailed in the eye.
I got hit in the eye, shut my eye, went to the hospital, and then I ended up coming back and pitching the next game, and I had a no-hitter and 3 home runs with one eye.
That is just insane.
You know?
I remember the eye part, but I remember.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I think I do remember reading about it in the paper, and that's another thing. Remember they used to put all the Willimantic Little League recaps in the Chronicle?
Oh yeah.
I used to love that. I was a paper boy back then. First thing I do was
so was I.
Who had a home run? You were a paper boy too.
Yeah, I did the Sundays. Oh man.
So that was the first thing you do. Who had a home run last night?
Yeah.
And your follow. Oh, it was great. Okay, so you were obviously were you like a 3-time All-Star in that league all 3 years? You probably were.
Yeah.
And you guys had a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Wendy Quintana was on that team. Let's see if I can name Ray Elliott. I remember him.
His dad was the coach with my father.
With your father.
Yep.
And who else?
And then before that it was Mr. McMahon.
Oh, that's right.
Jim McMahon.
Yep. And of course Craig went on to do big things with the Willimantic Little League.
Yep.
And I think he's still involved.
Yep.
Yeah. So those were some fun years. And who watches the show a lot, and we still text every now and then. He moved away a bunch of years ago. Is Mike Pahouty.
Oh, Pahouty. I got a story for
He's
Mike
a household
Pahouty,
name around here.
So we take a group of kids to Virginia
Where he
for the
lives now.
Nationals. Yeah, for the Nationals, right? And they play an April Fool's on me. And Mike's behind it.
Of course he is.
You know what I mean? So they had security come over to me and said my kid got caught stealing. You know what I mean? So
school,
Nick,
right?
yeah. So Nick is over there. And they're like, listen, you're going to have to stop my dad because he's going to get mad. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm mad.
Fuming.
And there's ladies in on it. You know what I mean? They have security in on it. So I'm like, listen. I start storming over there, and they play April Fool's joke on me. You know what I mean? And it took everything in my power, you know.
If YouTube was around back then.
Oh, man.
this
Let me
would've
tell
went
you
viral.
what.
So,
it was something else. They got me good. They got me good.
How long did it take them to cool you down? Everyone.
Oh,
Who
I had to
hold you
go
back?
outside. I had to go outside. You know what I mean? I got upset. I had to go outside.
Oh, I got to give Mike a heads up.
You know?
there.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. He was one of the, guys
Yeah.
that was behind it, along with some of the
Oh my God.
coaches. And
I could just see
man.
Pahouty laughing at this.
Oh, it was brutal.
Well, Nick would never do such a thing.
Yeah, no.
But you've raised such a great family. How many sons now?
I have two.
How many kids?
3. I have three kids and 4. I got 3 grandkids and
3 grandkids. I think you said one.
I got 3 grandkids and 1 on the way. My daughter's having
All right.
a baby girl. Yeah.
Name all your kids. I know Nick.
So there's Angelia. There's Camden.
Is this oldest to youngest?
Yep. Angelia's the oldest.
Angelia.
Then there's Camden, and then Nicholas's little boy.
Okay.
And then my daughter's
Oh
having
no!
a
Say
girl.
name your kids first.
Oh, Tito. Tito's my oldest.
Tito's the oldest.
Then there's Nick. Then there's Carly.
Okay. Tito, Nick, and Carly.
Yep.
And go ahead. Grandkids again.
So it goes Angelia, Camden, and Nico.
Wow.
And
when's
then,
the next one? Too?
June 27th.
June 27th. And hello to your lovely wife.
Yes, hello to my lovely wife out there.
Gotta say hello to her.
Yeah, sorry, babe.
What's she do these days?
She's a head custodian for the town of Scotland.
Okay, it was good to see you in the gang down at Fenton a couple Tuesday nights
Yeah.
ago for Blackout Music Bingo. So we grew up playing Little League together. And then you went, and then of course with a lot of kids that grew up in this area, I kind of went my separate ways. I went to Kramer,
Philly.
Lyman.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, later, but as far as school goes, I went to
Yeah.
Kramer, Lyman, and St. Bernard. But there were a lot of Wyndham people that
Yeah.
went to St. Bernard too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you went on to do big things at Wyndham High School.
Yeah.
You were a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah.
And we knew about the football. You knew about the wrestling. Of course, you got tons of stories of that. This is why I was going to the Hall of Fame, along with being such a great guy. But I did not know this because I forgot about this. Or, no, I didn't. Tell us about track and field. You were unbelievable at track and field.
So I did track and field. I went to the Junior Olympics, qualified. We went to a bunch of qualifying, and I qualified for all 3 shot, disc, and jav.
Wow.
So when I qualified, I went down to Florida, Gainesville. Got to see the stadium through
Where the Gators
Oh,
play?
man, what an amazing time, I got to spend time with my dad. We went and rode dune buggies on the beach,
Oh,
you know
that's
what I
great.
mean? It was great. Yeah, we had a great time. Raised a lot money from the community to help go down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the police department. Everyone contributed to it.
And let's see. So this is what senior? No,
No, that was
you didn't do senior year, right?
Right.
So,
It was actually my freshman year.
oh, freshman year of
Track. My first year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did track 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yep.
And then so you went down to Florida after your freshman year?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And here's a question for you because you were so good in all three of these sports. I'll ask two questions. What was your favorite first? Football, wrestling, or track? You can't say tie or whatever. Come on.
Well, I was coached by the same guy in football and track.
Okay.
So it was pretty much a tie. I never wanted to disappoint anyone. You know what I mean? So.
And of course, you're talking about
Coach Crudden.
Coach Crudden, right?
Coach Crudden was my football and wrestling coach.
Right, football,
you know what
okay.
I mean?
So
it was kind of like.
Hey, come on, I'm gonna make you choose
Coach.
one.
Yeah,
I know you love them all, but come on, you got to choose one sport out of those three.
I would have to say it would be football.
Okay, football. And we've had Coach Crudden here, and you see him all over. He's an absolute icon, legend.
Yeah.
You got a good Crudden story. Not to put you on the spot. Maybe we can come back to that. Unless you got one?
I got one. So me and Seb,
Sebi
Randazzo, we went to wrestle in Russia. We were asked to wrestle when we went to, and we went to Russia and wrestled, and I learned some technique over there, and I came back and I hit Coach in a throw in the practice room, and he's like, "What was that?"
You hit him in the
a throw.
Okay, I thought you said
So I hit him in a throw, and he's like, "What was that?" Because his feet were touching the ceiling, and so I had to show him. And then of course he says, "Well, I know what I'm not going to do now." I'm not going to put myself in that situation again.
Right.
So yeah, Coach Crudden, he was great.
Oh, it's just
he's just a great guy all around.
I know,
solid guy.
He's still looking good. And,
he looks great.
See him everywhere from Blondies to sporting events still. And I know we're talking a lot about Wyndham. We got to give props to Wyndham Tech.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
basketball.
These
absolutely.
schools around here, if it's not like the Wyndham High boys or the Wyndham High girls, it's now Wyndham Tech. Congrats to Coach Gilday, who was on with Wayno, and he brought his starters in early this morning. So we're just so blessed to have great athletes and great coaches around here.
And you think about how many athletes come from this small town.
I know.
It's amazing.
All right, so tell us. Okay, well, you won a championship in wrestling, right? How many championships did you win in your 3 or 4? Well, your 4 years at Wyndham. Yeah, your 4 years at Wyndham. How many championships?
So you're asking me that, huh?
Oh, come on.
So ECCs, I won ECCs. I want to say it was either 3 or 4 years. States, I took third my sophomore. I want to say actually fifth my sophomore. Third my junior year, and then I ended up winning it my senior year.
Wrestling.
Yeah, and then my senior year I won states, I won ECCs, I won New England's, and then I took second in the nation coming out of high school.
Oh my God, that's insane. So you must have some kind of case at home, right?
Actually, to be honest, I never took them out. I never wanted my kids to know what I did.
Really?
I wanted them to do what they chose to do.
It's noble of you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to get into football too, but I know Nick has done such a great job with what he's done. Did any of your kids play sports?
Oh yeah.
And Nick, wait, who played?
Tito wrestled for us. He wrestled.
Yep. See, I moved away for a bunch of years.
Yep. So. And then Nicholas wrestled, and they did midget football and stuff like that. And then they didn't do any sports for a while, and then Nick came back to it in high school.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah.
So, all right, back to wrestling here. What were Wyndham was a powerhouse.
Yeah, we had a great.
And I've had I've had a few wrestlers on here. I've had Sebi on. That was way back when, a few years ago. But take us through some of. You can go right down the line. Name probably. What do you think in your mind was the best wrestling team at Wyndham when you were there or not? Well.
Well, you know,
One of them had to be when you were there. Yeah, probably.
they won New England's the year after I left. They won it in '92.
And that was the Goodwins?
Yeah, that was Ernie wrestled with me,
Okay.
and Andy was his brother. Wrestled after.
So Ernie wrestled with you,
Yeah.
and then Andy was after. Okay.
I mean, we were. I think we would have won it in '91.
Really?
But we had some guys that went fishing, as we would call it, instead of showing up to wrestle.
Oh, no.
So-
we got to name names now.
They know who they are. You know what I mean?
How did Crudden handle that?
So I don't know if you know, Coach Crudden's assistant was Chris Adams.
I know the name. Yep.
So Chris Adams was the assistant to Coach Crudden, and when people would go fishing, he would bring in that fishing game. You know what I mean? Where he'd call them out at practice before
my
practice.
God.
You know what I mean? He'd bring in the fishing game. He'd bring in a deep sea fishing pole. You know what I mean? He was a great guy. He should go into the Hall of Fame as well with Coach Crudden.
So
you know what I
think
mean?
he will eventually?
I'm praying that
How many
he
years
gets,
was Adams there? Roughly.
probably 10, 12 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow. So what would happen with the fishing game?
He would bring it to the awards, I guarantee you. You know, he was great. He brought out the best in people too. It was like, they had good cop, bad cop. You know what I mean? Great coach.
So was Crudden, Adams, who else was on that coaching staff?
It was basically Coach Crudden and Chris Adams.
Okay. Now, we've also brought up a guy that indirectly related. John Bennett comes.
John Bennett,
who
yeah.
was, Jeff and I were inseparable as
Yep.
kids. He was the best man at my wedding, and
Yep.
Jeff was an incredible wrestler too. When was John Bennett? Goes back even earlier when he worked with Crudden, right? Because then he
Yep.
went on to be a referee.
Yep.
But he was around during.
And then he went to Berlin and coached Berlin.
Right. So how many years did you wrestle with Jeff?
3.
Okay, 3.
3, because he graduated a year before me.
That's right.
90.
That's-
He graduated in 90.
Yeah, we're 90. We're 90. Yeah.
I'm 91.
You're 91. I always
Yeah.
forget about that because
Yeah.
we're like the same age. I always thought you
Yeah.
were 90.
Yeah.
So was John around at that point too? Or
Oh,
was
yeah, he was there.
Was he like a Crudden assistant?
Oh,
Or not officially. Probably,
not
right?
officially, but John was more involved, like in the youth program.
That's what it was.
You know,
And
the
then
Silverbacks.
Okay.
He's one of the founders of Silverbacks.
That's right. We've had JoJo on
Yeah,
too.
yep, JoJo.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God, he's talking
What a
about.
career, yeah.
There's a lot of names, including yourself, that
Yeah.
really made this area stand out. It's incredible. So tell us, give us a little preview of your speech on April 26th.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great stories. You know, Crudden will be there.
Yeah.
And, boy, he's good for a few stories. But so you're working for the town now. How long
Yeah.
have you been working for the town? Bless you.
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, almost 20.
Now, we see you occasionally up on our road in Wyndham Center.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
such a great job. And my
Thank
wife
you.
thanks you over and over for the exceptional plow job there.
Yeah, she comes out and give me water every
was
now and again. You know, she chases me
She
down.
was standing out there in
Hey!
the blizzard going,
You know,
Jamie, we got water for you.
yeah.
My dogs are barking their
Yeah,
tails
yeah.
off. But so you've been doing that for 20 years, and what basically do they have you? What have you been doing over those 20 years with the town? I know probably a bunch of stuff.
Oh, it's a variety of stuff. You know what I mean? Everything changes. You know,
Really?
day
Could be
to
a
day.
different thing every
yeah,
day?
Yeah, just about.
Because I'm friends with Danny
Depends.
Rosato too.
Yeah,
which
Danny, yeah.
He pops up at trivia every now and then, and like actually a couple weeks ago, I was filling up for Wayne. It was like 3:30 in the morning. You probably know. You're probably out there. And they had like not leaf blowers. Well, those.
Cleaning Main Street.
Yeah, at like 3:30, 4 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning. I'm like, whoa. And
Yeah.
there's nobody on the streets, which is a good time to do it, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're, I'm like, well, I'm sure there's people got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But were you one of those people out
No,
there?
I was not one of those guys.
You weren't on that shift.
Yeah, no, I wasn't on that crew that day.
All right. So what else are you doing these days besides working for the town? I mean, you got grandkids. It must be fantastic.
Just helping out with my kids, my grandkids, plugging along. Went and watched my one grandkid ski, he's getting into skiing,
Wait, how old's the skier now?
He's 10.
10?
Yeah.
And he really loves skiing?
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
Wow. Now, this is your daughter's...
Oldest, nope, this is my oldest, Tito's kid.
Tito's kid.
Yeah,
And
Tito's
tell us about what Tito's been up to. What's he
Tito works for a big tree company. He's the guy that they see go up in the crane, strapped to the crane to the top of the trees.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's a great tree guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And Nick knows he does raise the standard. And,
So he's still doing Raise the Standard from... Even though he moved,
Yep.
he's still doing the Raise the Standard thing?
Yep. And then my daughter, she works at Mohegan
Oh, okay.
Security.
And what was her name again?
Carly.
Great. And they all went to Wyndham?
Yep.
Excellent.
They all went to Wyndham. Well, Carly went to Wyndham Tech.
Oh, okay. Got a
Yeah.
Wyndham Tech?
Yeah.
Grab
Carly
in there,
graduated
too.
from Wyndham Tech.
So, let's see. Do we have? You went to Kramer too, right?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on.
I went to St. Mary's.
I know you did.
For till 6th grade, and I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this story. And it's 6th grade. It's right after 6th grade. I'm begging my parents that summer to let me go to Kramer. All my friends are going, I want to go to Kramer. They weren't budging for a while, and then I finally got them to,
Loosen up a
Jeff's
little.
going, I want to go. So I was
Yeah.
there 7th and 8th. And I got to be honest, with all due respect to the education and the experience I got at that Catholic school, Kramer kind of got you a little more ready for high school.
Oh, absolutely.
In more ways than one.
Absolutely.
If it was a fight outside, not me, but if there was either fights or it just kind of toughened you up a little bit more. Than,
Right.
No offense to SMSJ, but and then I went to Lyman where I thought I was going to play sports. Not as good as Jamie Poulin, though.
That's where my wrestling career started.
Tell us about that.
That Danny Martineau got me into wrestling.
Okay, in the closing minutes here, talk a little about Danny Martineau and the impact he had on you.
Well, Danny Martineau, he basically was one of those guys that challenged kids, and I was one of those kids that
God
needed.
rest his soul, by the way.
Yes, absolutely, that I needed a challenge, and he said, "Hey, have you ever tried wrestling?" And I was like, "Nah." But my brother wrestled at the high school, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a try," and that's where my wrestling career started.
Kramer.
Yeah, in Kramer School.
So he got you. That's right, because he was the
He
wrestling
locked
coach.
me in. He was a good talker.
Wow, you obviously had more. You connected more. I only saw him in passing. He was very nice to me, but you being the wrestler, and he. Who else did he take under his wing there? Kramer.
Sebi Randazzo.
So he kind of groomed the Kramer kids for Cruden.
Yes, absolutely. It was a great program. We traveled. We did a lot of stuff.
At Kramer?
Yeah.
Who else is
Yeah.
with you? Seth?
Haggerty's, Mike,
Haggerty's,
Bobby.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've had
yeah.
Mike on the show.
Yeah.
They were on the Elks with us.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby and Mike, right?
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Boy, those little league days are unbelievable.
Yeah, and you can't forget the YMCA. Come on.
I know. Let's talk.
Why basketball? I played
Little
basketball.
Pal. Thank you for bringing that up.
Soccer.
That's
I played
right.
soccer.
You played Little Pal?
Yeah.
What team were you on Little Pal? Do you remember?
I was on Stan Kokoska's team.
Okay.
Yep.
Which was
was
Howdy knows it probably. He's probably yelling it out right now. Mine was the broadcaster. Oh wait, I was on that was Kokoska's. No, it wasn't. I think Kokoska. No, Mr. Homsky was my coach.
Yeah, I was on Stan Kokoska's team.
Which I think was Pahowdy's team.
It could have
Wasn't
been.
Semco, was it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, boy, it's pretty good that being 53, 54 years old.
Soccer. Played soccer, too, for the town. I couldn't play midget football. I was too heavy for midget football back
So
in
you
the day.
played soccer, too?
Yep.
Oh, my God. And you're such a tremendous, oh, my God, baseball, soccer, football. And I know you didn't do some of those in high school. Track and field,
Yep.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Jeez. And he's going into the Wyndham High Athletic Hall of Fame on April 26th.
Sixth.
Got it right.
At 2.
26th at 2 p.m. And again, if you're interested, it's going to be a huge event. Go look for your tickets probably on the Wyndham High School website.
Yeah.
Or just ask around town.
Right.
Or
right.
hunt down this guy. No, but yeah, do you happen to know how much tickets are?
I don't know offhand. I don't know.
But this is an event you don't want to miss. So if you grew up with Wyndham High Sports, or you have a loved one that's going into the Hall of Fame and all that, or you want to see this guy too, who doesn't love Jamie Poulin? Speaking of loved ones, so there's a lot of big names on the list, and he's definitely one of them. Thank you so much.
Yep. My pleasure. Thank
Great
you
to
for
have-
having me.
Great to
Thank
have
you
you
for
in
having
here.
me.
Jamie Poulin,
You know,
our guest. Anything else you want to add? You mentioned.
Wrestling. It was always hard cutting weight. You know what I mean? I had to cut a lot of weight when it came to wrestling, and for all those
how
guys,
did you do that?
for all those guys that cut weight, it brings the sport to a different level. This is for all my guys that actually cut weight that I felt bad for because I never had to.
Great way to end it. Yeah, we could go on. And
I
on
love
with
you
this
guys, man. I'll tell you, it was a tremendous. It was brutal watching people cut weight.
I don't know how you guys did that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys did that.
Yep.
But we could go
no,
on.
thank you very much for having me. I
So
greatly
many memories.
appreciate it.
And April 26th, I'm going to try and get up there. Jamie Poulin, one of about 15 or so people going into the Wyndham High Athletic Hall of Fame. That'll do it. Thank you to Jamie Poulin. Thank you, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, intern RJ, J. Matt Rupar.
Nice meeting you guys.
All right, and that'll do it for episode 135 of Hometown Threads. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.